Alrighty.
Let's see. So, here I am in Funchal with Chris Blandy, director of the Madeira Wine Company, which owns your eponymous Madeira label Blandys. And we're on a toboggan run, a wicker toboggan run, which is all thrills and hopefully no spills. And Chris, I know the island is attracting a lot of interest for extreme sports enthusiasts, paragliding, canyoning, but it strikes me that Madeira wine is about extreme viticulture. Vineyards at 50 metres above sea level, hugging the coastline, and up to 800 metres in the mountains. Yesterday's Cercial that came from 800 metre vineyards. And you've got 800 growers who supply anything from 16 kilos to 32 tonnes. And extreme winemaking, because Madeira is uniquely heated. It's concentrated in barrel, anything up to a century. We had a wine that had been in barrel for over a century this week. And you've got 800,000 litres of the stuff maturing at Blandy's Wine Lodge. So it sounds like a logistical nightmare. How difficult is it to manage, and how difficult is it to make it pay?
Well, I think it's important to actually come here to the island and see what we're dealing with, the diversity, dealing with hundreds of different individual farmers who are farming small plots of land. The average size of a plot of land is about 1,000 square metres. So we deal with that through long-term relationships that we've had with these families, passed down from generation to generation. We don't have any written contracts with them, it's all verbal agreements. And we have 4 or 5 important dates throughout the year in which we pass our message. We communicate to them not only by ourselves driving around the island, but also through 4 agents strategically located around the island to pass our message across to them. As you can imagine, we work with 500 different farmers, going up to 600 different farmers. Yeah. And so when it comes to harvest time, it's quite an important logistical operation to get it all working as it should do. Yeah, well, I mean, I can see, you know, being interviewed under pressure here, whizzing past parked cars down a very straight road, that you have a cool head, so I'm very good for that business. and you're the 7th generation of the Blandy family to run the business, and you mentioned that your 5-year plan for the Madeira Wine Company is what put you in the hot seat, and Blandy's is 201 years old, so what's left to do? I think it's important to not lose sight of how we got here. Wine was the first business that we started as a family back in 1811, and the fact that it's lasted 200 years I think holds a great weight and great responsibility for those taking it over for the following years. I think my vision and the vision of the family is very much agreed on, which we have to secure. We've got a car behind us.
There we go. A few cars, just best to let them go by.
we have to secure what the tradition, and you know, not lose sight of that, but also begin to look to ways to get more people interested in Madeira. In the past, Madeira used to be a hugely popular drink, and I think nowadays people are beginning to realise the value and the opportunities that Madeira has, not only as an after-dinner drink, but also more importantly, to be food matched as an appetizer or even during the main meal. It's quite interesting, and we have a small group of sommeliers and people in the trade who we work with, be it in the US or the UK or Belgium, Japan, and they're really beginning to understand what Madeira is all about and its capacity to grow in the future.
And any particular food matches that stand out for you?
Well, I've done quite a few, and I have every time I do these dinners and lunches, be it here in Madeira or in the States or in Japan even, I've written down, and it could be anything from a 5-year-old verdelho with East Coast oysters in the States, or sushi from Japan with pinol social. So I think it's just trying new things. I think that's what we're passing the message is: give it a go, try it out. I think the wine has enough acidity and there's enough variation in the residual sugars to make it interesting with a whole different range of foods.
Yeah. And some of the things that we talked about in the week that you're about to lease a 6-hectare vineyard, and 6 hectares doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot in Madeira, isn't it? That's a big footprint for a Madeira vineyard.
Yeah, it's all part of our ongoing future plan. We need to start really securing great production, because as you've seen, Madeira is a small island. It's quite complicated in terms of how the land ownership is passed down from family member to family member. And one of our biggest fears is that farmers might not be able to pass down what they've learnt and the responsibility of the vineyards to their sons. A lot of people have emigrated, a lot of people moving to the city. So we're doing this to secure the production, especially of the white grape varietals, such as the Marmsey, the Social, something which we get enough of every harvest, but we would like to get more. In my view, whilst Tinta Negra is a fantastic grape, it produces some great wine, but historically people have known about Madeira wine as the white varietals.
And I mean, 96%, I think, something like that, is of the island's fruit grapes is Tinta Negra?
90%.
Yeah.
90% is Tinta Negra. And we've got this new project now, in which we're starting to age Tinta Negra. We've already bottled it as a colliator and blended 5-year-old and 10-year-old, but we've got the specific product now which are really going to... I think Tinta Negra deserves a lot more respect in the wine world. So we have this project now to identify that and really make an effort to put it out there on the map and give it, I think, the value that it's worth.
And the other thing we're talking about is the idea to perhaps move out of Funchal, centre of Funchal, and have what you described as a Quinta-style winery. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, we're studying that. Nowadays any sort of investment is... we have to be quite careful in order not to overinvest. But I think if the timing's right, then we'll look into doing that. Either going for the Quinta style or something a bit more smaller and more user friendly.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.